Pantoufleee! Hello everyone, Pantoufleee here today for a quick tutorial to understand how to properly circle different tanks in the game. So first, what is the circle technique? It's the situation in which your tank, which has a better mobility than the enemy one, will turn around it and shoot it without him being able to respond back due to its lack of gun traverse, not allowing its gun to catch your tank while you drive around him. The main first thing is to understand which tank you should circle with. As it needs a good mobility to avoid being caught by the enemy gun, you will mostly circle with mediums and light tanks. When you know if you're able to circle with the tank you're playing, you need one last thing, to understand which tanks you can circle. Most of the time, the weakest tanks against this technique are turretless TDs and heavies that are not so mobile, for example the German EV line. Here is the perfect example on why you should choose wisely the tanks you're circling. Here, light against light, it's impossible for me to go faster than the gun traverse speed of my opponent, which will lead to my circling being ineffective. That's why my first advice is to choose your target wisely. To do that, just do a simple math in your head. Is your tank's mobility better than the tank you're facing? If the answer is yes, then go ahead and try it. If the answer is no, don't even try to circle. My second advice is to take a look at the terrain you want to circle in. Why? Because the circling technique becomes ineffective as soon as your opponent can put his tank near an indestructible object that will prevent you from going in his back. This way, he will face you the whole time, and that's a situation you want to avoid, as it will give him a slightly advantage toward you. To avoid dying ridiculously, always observe the terrain. You need an open space to make your circling effective. Third advice, be careful about spaced armor. Some tanks you're gonna circle have spaced armor, and most light tanks don't have enough penetration to go through it, and it will result in too many bounces for you. That's why when you shoot at tanks such as the Object 252 we are facing right now, the best way to inflict damage on the sides is to shoot between the upper part and the lower part of the tracks. Every time you face a Russian IS series tank, make sure you don't shoot the spaced armor. Fourth advice, Perma tracking. It's the #1 rule concerning the circling technique. It's simple, when you circle a tank, always aim for the track damage spot so you can do your damage and not allow him to move his hull. This way, your circle becomes slightly more effective as the enemy loses his hull traverse speed to catch your tank running around him, and he can only count on his gun traverse. That shouldn't be enough. It's super effective because it will allow you in most of the situation to get out without taking any shots at all. Finally, the fifth advice and last one, if your enemy traverse speed still allow him to catch your tank sooner or later, you can try a brain circle. It's easy. As soon as the guy is really close from hitting you, you pull backward, pass on his gun, and you hope he will continue to turn his gun in the same direction. By doing that, you increase your chances of him missing you, as if he's not on PC the chances of a bounce are really high. And if you take the shot, maybe you can hope for a small bounce. But anyway, this video is now over. I hope it helped you a bit. If it's the case, feel free to subscribe, like and share. Don't forget that you're not here to be better, but to be the best. And I would like to thank all my teammates from Loka for helping me out with this video, and Bob Dickinson that went in the chat room with me as well. So thank you all guys, you're awesome, and see you everybody probably in stream tonight.